Bears alert. How far will Ryan Poles go to make us contenders? First act. An elite passer with injury scars is in the spotlight. An $8 million risk that could resurrect the monsters of the Midway or blow up the season. Second act. There's a CRME in Lake Forest. A tight end with hands of steel, forced to block when he should be destroying secondaries. A veteran has arrived to change everything. And Ben Johnson has direct orders from the fans. Third act. The Raiders unleash chaos. And now Chicago must play poker with a titan of 35 sacks demanding millions. Mortgage the future? This is not a drill. It's now or never. Subscribe, hit the bell before time runs out. Here's the news, Bears family. What's happening at Hollis Hall? Is Ryan Poles ready to make the final move to turn this defense into an unstoppable beast? Share your opinions, because this is getting juicy. Listen up, the Bears have already made some big moves. First, they snagged Jonah Jackson. Then they brought in Joe Thuney to protect Caleb Williams. But now, attention. The focus is on defense. And here comes the name, Chase Young. Yes, the same guy who was the second overall pick in 2020. The same one who, according to Bradley Locker of Pro Football Focus, could inject some energy into our defensive front. But I ask you all, is he really the piece we need? I'm telling you this, Chase Young hasn't been the monster everyone expected. 5.5 sacks in 2024 with the Saints, is that it? But don't sleep on him. 31 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and most importantly, he played all 17 weeks. After years of being injured, he's finally healthy. At 25 years old, the potential is still there. Imagine him alongside Montez Sweat. 2 former first-round picks, 2 physical specimens surrounding Justin Jones. Would it be an explosive duo? I think so. But I pause and ask, is it worth investing in a player who still hasn't lived up to his draft hype? Because Chase Young isn't cheap. Wouldn't it be better to bet on a proven veteran or continue building through the draft? Here's the dilemma. On one hand, his youth and physicality are tempting. On the other, what if he's just a name and not a game changer? But pay attention to the details. In 2024, Young had a constant pressure on the quarterback. He didn't always finish the plays, but his presence affected opposing offenses. What if, with Sweat taking away double teams, Young revives his Ohio State days? That's the key. Chicago needs depth in pass rush, and a short, incentive-laden contract could be MAGIC for both parties. Now, my raw and honest opinion, Ryan Poles must sign him, but with conditions. If Young accepts a performance-based deal, $8 million with bonuses for sacks, it's a calculated risk. But if he demands exorbitant figures, let him walk. The priority remains building around Caleb Williams, but a dominant defense takes teams to the playoffs. And for you, Bears family, I want to know, should the Bears bet on Chase Young? Or is it better to invest in another position? Comment below with #SignYoung or #NoThanksYoung. The signing of Darren Smythe isn't just another move. This is a statement of intent towards Cole Kmet. And you know what? I'm telling you this. Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson are crafting a plan to revolutionize the offense. And Kmet will be the center of everything. Why is Smythe key to freeing up Kmet? Smythe isn't here to compete for receptions. He's here to block like a bull. With him on the line, Kmet can stop being a hybrid tight end and become a lethal weapon in the passing game. Remember how Johnson used Sam Laporta in Detroit? 120 targets in his rookie season. That's what Kmet deserves. The Notre Dame connection. Smythe and Kmet were college teammates. You know what that means. Immediate chemistry in blocks and routines. Plus, Johnson already knows Smythe from his time in Miami. This isn't a coincidence. It's a masterstroke. The crime of 2024. Why was Kmet invisible? 55 targets. All season. In what universe does that make sense for a guy who catches 85.5% of passes? I ask you, How do you not exploit a player who almost never fails? In 2023, with 90 targets, Kmet proved to be a safety net for quarterbacks. The underutilization last year was, pardon my language, shameful. Ben Johnson's vision, Kmet, will be the new Laporta. Johnson wants to replicate in Chicago the success he had in Detroit with tight ends. In 2023, the Lions sent 136 targets to that position. With Smythe as a luxury blocker, Kmet will have the freedom to run deep routes without worrying about protecting the QB. Become Caleb Williams' go-to target, especially in the red zone. Wreck defensive schemes with his size 6 feet 5 inches and his hands of steel. The million-dollar question, will Kmet surpass 1,000 yards in 2025? Here's my prediction. Yes, but only if Johnson gives him the role he deserves. With Caleb Williams needing security and a reinforced offensive line, Kmet could become the terror of the NFC North. Do you think the Bears will finally give Kmet the 100-plus targets he deserves? Or will they bury his talent under mediocre strategies? Again, comment below. And if you think hashtag KMET should be MVP. Attention, Chicago Bears fans. Did you think the all-season madness was over? Think again, my friends. Because I have news that could change the course of this franchise. Yes, I'm talking about the possibility of Trey Hendrickson, that sack monster, coming to Chicago. And guess who put this opportunity on a silver platter? The Las Vegas Raiders. Listen up, the Bears have already made huge moves. First, they bolstered that offensive line with Jonah Jackson and Joe Thuney. But now the market is gifting them a bigger prize. The Cincinnati Bengals have put Hendrickson on the shelf, and it's no coincidence. Why? Because the Raiders shook up the market by signing Max Crosby to a $35.5 million per year contract. And that, my friends, made the Bengals panic. I ask you this, how could Hendrickson not react? The man has 35 sacks in 2 seasons, more than Crosby himself. And now, with Crosby earning more than any non-quarterback player, Hendrickson demands his due. The Bengals, instead of paying, prefer to sell. And that's where the Bears come in. But beware, because this dream has a price. Hendrickson makes only $16M in 2025. But after Crosby's contract, his agent will demand blood, sweat, and millions. Is Chicago willing to break their salary structure for an elite 30-year-old pass rusher? Because we're not just talking about giving up a couple of draft picks. We're talking about a contract that could tie the team's hands for years. I tell you, this Montez Sweat alongside Hendrickson will be a nightmare for NFC North quarterbacks. Imagine 2 Titans crushing offensive lines. But is it worth mortgaging the future? The Raiders, unwittingly, have set the table. But now Ryan Poles has to decide if Chicago plays high-stakes poker. What's my verdict? If the Bears want to be real contenders in 2025, they need Hendrickson. But they shouldn't repeat past mistakes. Negotiate hard, protect the draft picks, and if the contract is crazy, let the Bengals eat that plate. Now I ask you, should the Bears pay whatever IT takes for Hendrickson? Or is it too risky after Crosby's mega contract? Attention, Bears family. It's time to weigh in on the most important decisions for our team. Are you ready to make your mark this season? First, the free agent market is on fire, and Chase Young is a hot option. Do you think the Bears should go all in for him to bolster the defensive line? Or would it be smarter to use those resources on a more urgent position? What does your gut tell you? Second, Cole Kmet has proven to be a key weapon, but past strategies have left him in the shadows. Is it time for the Bears to guarantee him those 100-plus targets he deserves as the main tight end? Or will they fall short again and limit his impact? Defend your stance. Third, Trey Hendrickson could be the perfect addition, but after Crosby's mega contract, is it worth paying whatever IT takes for a 30-year-old player? Or would they be risking too much in a desperate move? Comment below your answers and don't miss out on the debate. This community decides together. What strategy do you bet on for success in 2025? Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any analysis, rumors, or controversies about our Bears. This is not just a family. It's a brotherhood we build game by game, ready to be part of history. Until next time, Bears Nation, let the blue and orange run through your veins.